nice to have you here. I really wanted to just sit with you today and offer up a time for you to recenter yourself, get grounded in your body, to find a moment of peace that may at times feel hard to have in maybe moments or seasons of anxiety and stress. So I just want to welcome you here, and this time is for you. Okay. I want to set the mood with a candle. I wish I had incense or sage or something, but we'll settle for a candle. And you can enjoy the visuals, although this candle smells good. It's pure sage, energy cleansing. So we'll go ahead and light the candle together, okay? And I have some matches in this little tin box. So, our little matches. So, I've actually been inspired to make this video by none other than Edia ASMR. She is magical and does these meditation videos on her channel. I've watched her for a few years, and I always feel so much more connected to myself when I watch them. I find that I return to her videos when I'm feeling low or confused or anxious. You probably already know her, but check out her videos because this video is inspired by her, and it's honestly just like a thank you video, I feel, because these videos have done so much for me. So in a way, I hope they help you. But we're gonna just light our candle. Grab one match. Here's our candle. In all honesty, I did have to go use an electric lighter because I lit like 3 matches, and every time I tried to light the candle, it would like puff out. So we're off to a good start. But I would like to have some perspective on that. Perhaps sometimes what we think works or should work doesn't, and we need some assistance. We need some help. In my case, I needed an electric lighter, and that's okay. I did what I could, and now I have a beautiful light. I'm lighting a candle for you and hoping that it helps you connect in a way back to the present moment. Help your mind focus on this flame, how it gently dances in place and stays where it's meant to be, exactly in the center of the candle. Perhaps you need to feel like you need to be centered in a way, and that's what I hope I can provide just in this small moment together. So, today I'll go ahead and have this candle off to the side, but I'll be doing a couple of different things with you. I think a lot of the time we see fire as wild and destructive, which it can be, out of control. And maybe in a lot of ways you feel that way about different things in your life. Maybe other things are out of control. Maybe other people, maybe situations are wild and destructive, maybe. But what I find beautiful is that a flame can also be beautiful and relaxing and gentle with the right support. Perhaps this is obviously a candle, so it's supported, it's controlled, but in a way that helps it be beautiful and relaxing instead of destructive and out of control. That being said, don't leave a candle unattended, everybody. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Set there behind us. Move my plant. Don't set candles under plants either. I also learned that. Alright, let's go ahead and take some deep breaths together. Breathing is very important, and I myself can find I stop breathing throughout the day. So it's just one of those things where you hold your breath because your body is so tense. So I want you to, if you can, if you're able, just rub the chest a little bit. Where it feels like a lot of the time our breath stops here, right? So just rub this space to loosen it up a little bit, okay? Get things warm, get grounded in your body. You're feeling your chest, your heart, the structure, the movement of your skin. Alright, now that we've loosened up a little bit, let's take a few deep breaths. Alright, so we're going to inhale through the nose and out. Okay, we're going to try that again. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can kind of feel it in your belly or your chest. We'll do one more. Breathe in through the nose and out. Another one. Then take another breath. are you feeling? Maybe a little at ease, maybe a little less tense. I want you to take a moment to recognize where tension might be living in your body. Maybe you're at work, maybe you're at home. Wherever you are, do your best to locate that space. So maybe it's on the neck. There's not a lot of space. You feel scrunched up, So maybe take this opportunity to just drop the shoulders and let them rest. If you need a visualization, pretend you're like taking off a backpack or something, like you're taking off that baggage that you're holding on to just for this moment. Just set it down. It'll still be there if you want to pick it up. But for now, just lift it up and let it sit. Maybe in your chest you feel tight, like it's hard to get those deep breaths, so continue to breathe. And try to move your chest and your belly with your breath, just to help loosen that. Maybe your head is, in pain. Maybe you have a headache. Maybe try and just, if you can, touch your head, your hair, sides of your neck, and think about a similar visualization, like you're removing a hat that was sitting on your head. Maybe it was heavy, You can run your fingers through, that helps. You can go along your collarbone. All good stuff. As you're watching this, just remember to continue to breathe. And exhale. A part of being grounded and recentering is being in your body. Remembering you have a body. And allowing yourself to just be still. I think often we feel the world is going 100 miles per hour and we are being dragged right behind it. And we barely have time to catch up with ourselves and our emotions and our feelings about things. So it might feel overwhelming to make you experience all those feelings just in this moment, but if something comes up, just acknowledge it. Let it pass, because sometimes the only way out is through, and your emotions are there to help you get through, to find clarity. So in this space, you are protected, you are welcomed, your emotions are welcomed, your body is welcomed, just you. Nothing else really matters in this moment, Okay, so remember this throughout our session, okay? Take a moment to stand still while everything else is moving. You'll catch up, I promise. Okay, I think it's time to pull a few cards. Now, I am no Adia wise beyond words with these interpretations and readings, so mine are going to be more simple, but I hope they still resonate with you, and if nothing really resonates, that's okay. I hope it's still relaxing. This is the Fountain Tarot. Go ahead and pull one card, and I have a few other decks we can pull from as well. I'll just pull one from each with our time today. So here's our deck. Okay. And I'm just going to shuffle. What do you need to hear today? Oh, this one popped out. And it's the Eight of Wands. I like how off the bat it looks like there's a bright light at the end. But we'll see what it has to say. So I'm just gonna read the interpretation from the little guidebook. I like this tarot deck a lot. It's very, I don't know, I like it a lot. It's just, the guide and the visuals are super beautiful. Okay, so an Eight of Wands. We will go ahead and read it. Okay, so an Eight of Wands, a rapid force. When the Eight of Wands enters your reading, expect velocity, swift developments, and rapid conclusions. The long journey is almost over, and it is inevitable that you will reach your destination. But stay alert. They say that the closer you are to home, the more prone you are to accidents. With some nimble handling of the controls, you will steer this train competently, quickly, and efficiently into the station. So the meaning is rapid movement or pace, an impending conclusion to events set in motion, nimble handling of a situation, singular purpose, mobility after stagnation, and explosion of potential. Look, I did not plan this. That's really interesting to me that I really came in with this purpose and intention of talking about slowing down and recentering yourself when everything's moving so quickly, and this is the first card I pulled. That's a little funny. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways we can go about this, right? So, rapid movement or pace. So, in the one hand, you could be experiencing, like I mentioned earlier, just so many things going on, so much movement, and yet, if you're anything like me, sometimes I feel like so much life is happening around me so quickly. Time is moving so fast, and I don't get a chance to pause. I don't get a chance to stop time or change my course kind of as quickly or as early as I planned. I'm convinced we're all, I guess, able to connect in that way, right? Where you just feel like there's never enough time to catch up with how quickly things are moving. Or we feel like we should be on a timeline, or comparing our timeline to others. And trust me, it's difficult, right? It's hard. What I will say is all of us are experiencing this, if that brings any peace of mind, right? Even the people who we feel have it all together, they feel the same way. They feel like they're running out of time to do certain things that they haven't done before or experienced. So, I love that this shows a light at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the station. So, you're on your train, right? And you're headed home to the goal, maybe to another chapter, right? I'm a firm believer the adventure is often the most exciting part. I know for me sometimes chapters ending can be really hard because it means I have to enter something new and unknown, and sometimes the unknown can feel like it's not bright or going to provide potential for amazing things. But you are on the train. Maybe you want off the train. That's totally valid, you know? I saw this quote, or maybe it was a TikTok video. Maybe it was a quote on a TikTok video. That's possible. But basically the quote was, your perspective truly has so much power. And I often think about the things that I've been able to do in my life that have meant so much to me and have caused so much happiness in my life. And if I looked at the root of those things, it was decisions that I made even when I was uncertain, right? Sometimes all it takes is the belief that something can be good or something can be different, and we're open to the results, and it ends up being something spectacular or eye-opening or freeing. Being free from previous mindsets or previous beliefs that made you feel enclosed or suffocated, maybe. And maybe it was terrifying for a moment to let go for just a little bit. But you made a decision to change one thing. And it was for the better. So many people experience this in different ways, right? So maybe you decided to start a habit of, changing something in your lifestyle, and now you look back and you're like, wow, I can't imagine my life without that thing, without this particular habit that has truly made me feel and grown into a better person. So, just as you previously decided to take those steps forward with hope, with maybe excitement, or what I like to call a beginner's outlook on stuff. That same experience can happen again and again and again over our lifetime. We never stop growing up. I think we all forget that sometimes. We never stop growing up, and we get to be versions of ourselves over years and decades or months and weeks. You can be whatever you decide to be. Obviously, there's so many factors to that, and we often feel like we're limited by our beliefs or maybe our self-talk or outside factors like people putting us down or resources lacking. But if there is one small thing that you have control over, try looking at that first and seeing, how you can make that yours. And you'll find after a few steps, you're so much further along than you ever thought. You're so much closer to something you never thought never even imagined. So I encourage you to look at everything moving so quickly around you and to find moments to recenter your perspective and focus forward on what's important to you and acknowledge your feelings along the way, because the only way out is through, and your feelings can empower you in a way that intelligence or logic, what other people tell you, it can't do. It's like intrinsically a part of you. It's your intuition. It's your being. It's okay to honor that. So, yeah. And, you know, we're all on our railroad, so I hope that you find the light at the end of the tunnel. But also, perhaps look around. Maybe you're not in a tunnel like you thought you were. Maybe you're enjoying the journey. Maybe you're sightseeing along the way to get where you need to go. Okay. Next, I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle card. This is a cool stand. Alright, let's pull an oracle card. I call these kind of like encouragement cards, affirmations. Very similar to tarot, but obviously tarot is kind of its own particular set, and there's like structure to that. This card says, cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. There's like a crack going through. Wow. Okay, let's see what this has to say. Alright, so cracked open. Don't let the weight and density of the world squash your tender spirit. Instead, let it call even more of it home into your body, at the center front of your life. It's through the extreme pressure of life's trials that diamonds are cultivated. It's when things are at their darkest that we cultivate proper faith and our light is ignited. It's through the crumbling that we can allow our wounds to be alchemized. Let your pain, sorrow, and losses make you, not break you. Let life alchemize your tragedies into gold. Be open to being cracked open, wide open. It's the difficult times that help us grow in leaps and bounds and in ways we could only dream were possible. But first they have to crack us open. Sometimes it hurts like hell. It's nature's way. Whether you let it happen or not, it's going to happen, so surrender to the process. It's how the light gets in. When your heart cracks open, a space is created for your soul to more fully enter. When your soul cracks open, a space is created for the grace of the Spirit to enter. Let your trials, your sorrows, your pains, and your losses transform you into more and more of yourself. Stay open to the possibility that your tragedies, your losses, your sorrows, and your hurt happened for you, not to you. Bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. this is a tougher one. And I only say that because it's got more spiritual language, right? And not everyone, I think, might feel comfortable with that, and that's okay. So I'll give you my version, my take on it. As someone who has been, I've had a spiritual background for decades. Just 2 decades. I'm not quite up there. But I would say, I've been around that, and it can be very difficult to sort of write off your hardships with like a spiritual message and say everything was kind of meant to be, when actually it can kind of feel like that's writing off the true pain and experience that you went through, right? So I think it can be kind of difficult to think about, oh, this is meant to be. What I do think we can all agree on is that pain happens, life happens, right? We will all experience this in different ways, different times, and it's not fair. It's not equal. It's chance. It's outside of our control. Again, lots of stuff outside of our control. So, what I do think is very interesting about pain in our human experience, for what it is, right, is that it can make you a better version of yourself because now you know better, or now you've learned something, and that's a lot to bring with you forward into your life, into your journey, to look back and say, wow, I grew from that. And in a way, now you can move forward with that wisdom that you've gained. Unwillingly, of course. You didn't ask for that pain. You didn't ask for that experience. And that's valid. But now that you have this wisdom, it's almost like a diamond in the rough, right? Like you get to take that with you, and you earned it in a way, and you get to face new challenges with that wisdom that you've gathered. And in a way, sometimes things become less intense because you've already faced things in the past, right? They become less fearful. It's like just letting the fear be there, going through it, writing it out, and then you realize you got past it. And not everyone obviously gets over things very quickly, and sometimes we carry this wisdom with us and trauma, and that is, hard to live with. Doesn't make it feel worth it. Again, because you never asked for it. But I think this can be a good perspective to have sometimes when you're feeling like you're thinking, what is this all really meant for? If I'm really truly being cracked open this way, perhaps it's to show something new beneath. Something beautiful that you didn't know before. Something that helps others connect with you in the same way. I truly think that's what it comes down to, is we're here for each other. And that's like one of the more beautiful things about humanity, right? Is that we can be there for each other. We can mend each other. So by all means, I don't think we should be going through these things alone. Sometimes just hearing someone encourage you is like so healing, right? Sometimes you can feel so down on yourself, so broken, and someone will say something about you in an encouraging way or remind you of who you are, and suddenly you're like, wow, maybe there's something there. Maybe can be tricky. It can be tricky to feel like all the pain we experience is just meant to be. And so many people believe differently about that. So I'm not here to like take away from that, but if it helps as someone who feels like, I personally wish certain things didn't have to happen for me to learn a lesson. I don't think it's about lessons now as much as I feel it just is what it is. And everyone has something. And I don't want it to define who I am, but I want to use it to my advantage in how I grow and in how I become a better version of myself. Kind of taking back control a little bit. So, how might you be needing to be cracked open and let something good in, Okay. So I hope you enjoyed those readings. I hope you feel that, we're standing still. That we are breathing. But perhaps you're still feeling some just emotions or feelings that you don't know how to navigate, or negativity is just like weighing on you. Limiting beliefs are weighing on you. The world is weighing on you. So, by no means am I a Reiki specialist. However, I personally have loved these moments in ASMR where people sort of wipe away those things from you. So I would like to do that for you. Okay? So I just want you to think about whatever it is that feels heavy, whatever feels heavy on your mind or your body, whatever that is. I'm going to just wipe it away. I'm just going to wipe away that heaviness, whatever is weighing on you, and wipe it away from you, kind of like mist, right? Pushing the mist aside. Okay. Or perhaps negative self-talk, is weighing on you, clouding your ability to determine what's important, what's not, your decision making. You feel like it's clouding you, it's making you feel stuck. We can just wipe that away. Just wipe it away from you, as though it's clearing the mist in front of your eyes. You no longer need to see stories that aren't true about who you are or about your situation. It's not there. Just what's in front of you is there. Okay. Maybe you feel some anxiety in your chest, and it's clouding, coming into your center and causing you to kind of be unable to focus, to allow anxiety to sort of operate for you instead of with you. You kind of feel like you're not in the control room, right? That movie Inside Out, where all the emotions are controlling, like, the mind. Perhaps anxiety's at the forefront. It's causing you to do things that you're just like, why am I doing this? Why am I going too fast? Why am I rushing? Why do I feel like nothing is for me but against me, So I'm gonna just inhale, exhale, take a breath, deep breath. Kind of breathing out that anxiety a little bit, and then wiping it away. Wiping it away. Doesn't matter in this moment. It's not in control at this moment. And everything's clear. Everything is quiet. The voices are not yelling at you anymore, telling you this or that. It's quiet. It's quiet. It's quiet. If it helps, sometimes visualizing a place can be really helpful. So if you want, you can close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I want you to think of yourself sitting somewhere quiet. Maybe that's outside. Maybe you are sitting on a dock, on a lake, and the water is smooth and it's flat, and the wind is slow. It's slow and it's whispering through the trees, and you can hear the leaves rustling just faintly, but it's quiet. And there's clouds in the sky, and they're moving slowly, so slowly. And nothing is, distracting you. There's no crazy waves, there's no boats, there's no squawking ducks. It's just you and the lake and the quietness. And it's quiet. And it's quiet. And it's still. And it's quiet. Or perhaps you want to be in a meadow where the grass is swaying in the wind, in the breeze, and it's gentle and it's soft, and the sun is out, soaking into you, giving you all the light that you need. Nothing is being asked of you. No one wants anything from you. You can just sit and be still and be in the quiet. And the wind is in your hair. You can take a nap if you want. Nothing is needed of you. You can just be still. Because it's quiet. 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 You don't have to open your eyes if you like. Keep them closed if you want. But let's take a deep breath together. And another one. Let your shoulders relax. Let the back of your neck relax. And one more. can leave your eyes closed or you can open them whenever you're ready. But whatever you do, it's quiet and it's still. And you're here, and that's all that matters. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being with me in this quiet